Imagine a raging blizzard, a frozen mountain peak, and a small group of elite soldiers, completely cut off and surrounded behind enemy lines. What unfolded in those bone-chilling moments would become one of the most heroic and gut-wrenching stories in modern warfare, a testament to the absolute limits of human courage. In the early 2000s, as the War on Terror raged, a special operations team was deployed deep into the treacherous snow-covered mountains of Afghanistan. Their objective was critical: to track and eliminate high-value hostile forces who were using the unforgiving terrain as a fortress. But from the very instant their helicopter skids touched the frozen ground, their mission descended into pure chaos. The thin mountain air exploded with the deafening crack of gunfire. An ambush. Within seconds, the team was pinned down, trapped under a relentless and overwhelming barrage of heavy fire from well-entrenched enemy positions above them. The situation was dire, almost hopeless. Retreat wasn't an option, but staying put meant certain death. Amid the storm of bullets and the screams of his comrades, one man made a decision that would defy all odds. A sergeant, a leader who refused to let his brothers fall. He knew what had to be done. Without a moment's hesitation, he took charge, not by shouting orders from cover, but by leading from the front. He pushed forward alone, charging directly into the heart of the enemy's kill zone. He became a magnet for their fire, intentionally drawing their attention away from his pinned-down teammates. With every step he took, he laid down suppressive fire, clearing one enemy position after another. It was an act of almost unbelievable bravery, a one-man assault against a fortified enemy. He was buying his team precious seconds, creating a window for them to regroup, to fight back, to survive. He held that line, fighting with a ferocity born of desperation and love for his brothers in arms, until his very last breath. His incredible courage saved lives that day. The rest of his team, inspired by his selfless act, was able to fight their way out. But his survival came at the ultimate cost: his own life. This singular act of valor, this sacrifice on a frozen peak, would earn him the nation's highest military honor posthumously. His name would not just be etched onto a medal, but would become a powerful symbol of unshakable bravery, a quiet reminder of what true sacrifice looks like. But this incredible story of heroism, as powerful as it is, was just one chapter in a much larger, more complex global conflict. It was a war that didn't begin on a battlefield, but on a clear blue Tuesday morning that changed the world forever. September 11th, 2001. The horrific attacks that shook America to its core triggered a global mission. A war on terror with a clear mandate: to dismantle the terrorist networks responsible and bring justice to their leaders. The world watched as this new chapter of history unfolded. From the dramatic fall of Kabul, which marked the end of Taliban rule, to the snow-swept, brutal battlefields of places like Takur, the conflict spread. It was a war fought not just in cities and deserts, but in the highest, most inhospitable mountains on Earth. This was a story defined by pain, by a nation's quest for revenge, and by the immense sacrifice of a new generation of warriors. The war in Afghanistan became the longest in American history, a sprawling two-decade epic. For the soldiers on the ground, it was a war of extremes. They faced scorching summer heat in the valleys and deadly sub-zero winters in the Hindu Kush mountains. They navigated a complex cultural landscape, trying to win the hearts and minds of a population caught in the crossfire, while simultaneously hunting a shadowy, elusive enemy who knew the terrain like the back of their hand. The enemy they fought wasn't a conventional army. They were insurgents who used guerrilla tactics, IEDs, an ambush melting back into the civilian population, or the labyrinthine cave systems that dotted the mountains. This made every patrol, every mission, a life-or-death gamble. The physical toll was immense, but the psychological burden was just as heavy. Soldiers dealt with the constant threat of attack, the loss of friends, and the moral complexities of a war where the front lines were everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And yet, amidst this brutal reality, stories of incredible courage continued to emerge. Stories like that of the sergeant on the mountaintop were not isolated incidents. They were repeated in countless firefights and countless acts of bravery that never made the headlines. Medics who ran through gunfire to save a fallen comrade. pilots who flew their helicopters into hot landing zones to extract wounded soldiers. Teams who held their ground against impossible odds, protecting each other with a loyalty forged in combat. This loyalty, this bond between soldiers, is something that's difficult for outsiders to fully comprehend. It's a promise to never leave a fallen comrade behind, a commitment to put the person next to you before yourself. It's this bond that drove that sergeant to charge into enemy fire. It's what drove thousands of others to perform similar acts of heroism, big and small, throughout the long years of the war. They fought not just for a flag or a mission objective, but for each other. As the years turned into a decade, and then two, the nature of the war shifted, but the sacrifices continued. A generation of men and women came of age in the shadow of this conflict. History often remembers wars through dates, statistics, and the names of battles. We talk about troop numbers, budgets, and political outcomes. But the real stories, the ones that truly matter, are written in the currency of courage, loyalty, and the ultimate sacrifice. They are written on frozen mountaintops, in dusty villages, and in the hearts of the families who waited for them to come home. The legacy of this war isn't found in a textbook. It's found in the unwavering spirit of those who, when faced with chaos and death, chose to stand and fight. Thank you so much for watching. These stories of bravery deserve to be remembered and honored. If this story moved you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more deep dives into the moments that shaped our world. We'll see you in the next one.